Hey, this is Tom here for your Wild warm-up for January 26th. First off, I want to say welcome to the channel. If you've never been here before, this is my first video, so hopefully this goes really well. We'll talk about what's coming up with the Wild, what's coming up with the Iowa Wild also, and what to expect in this upcoming game tonight. First off, the Wild start their game tonight against the LA Kings. They play tonight, and they also play them on Thursday. The Wild are looking to continue their dominance of the Los Angeles Kings. If you flash back to earlier in the season, the Wild actually played them in their first two games. In both games, they found themselves behind 3-1, but managed to come back and win both games in overtime. The first game's overtime goal was by Kaprizov, and the second game, I can't remember right off the top of my head. I'll have to look up that also. The Wild currently are sitting in second place in the Western Division. I believe it's the Honda Western Division, and they're sitting right behind Vegas. If they were to win tonight, the Wild could look at potentially closing the gap. They are currently sitting at 8 points behind Vegas, and St. Louis is sitting right behind them with 7. And Colorado and LA, Anaheim, San Jose are all sitting at 6, with Arizona rounding out the bottom of the Honda West at 5 points. So this is a big game for the Wild tonight. Hopefully they can continue their dominance of LA and continue the win tonight. As we look at the lineups for tonight, the Wild are currently sitting, like I said, in second place. Their lineups for tonight on the first line feature Zach Parizov, Bukestad, and Fiala. Their second line will feature Johansson, Bonino, and Kaprizov. Their third line will have Greenway, Eriksson Ek, and Foligno, and that line has been phenomenal lately. Last I saw, I believe Eriksson Ek is currently leading the Wild in points right now, which at the beginning of the season, I don't think a lot of us expected that out of Eriksson Ek. I know at one time last season there was some speculation of potentially having him being traded, that he just wasn't living up to the Wild we're expecting. But I think that we're going to start seeing him do phenomenal this year. And if he continues that, and I think if Greenway continues to get used to his big shape and his body and starts getting to the front of the net, we're going to see him scoring a lot of goals. I remember a couple years ago when Alex Tuchs was down playing in Iowa, he is a very tall guy, if you didn't know that. But he had quite a bit of problem getting to that front of the net and creating that goalie screen and looking for those rebounds. Once he was able to figure that out, and I think he really was able to figure that out once he got on with the Vegas Golden Knights, look at the success he's had. I think if Greenway starts to use his body in that way, we're going to see him have quite a bit of success in front of the net. And even if he's not the one scoring those garbage goals, I think we're going to see that line really start to perform really well. Rounding out the Wild's fourth line tonight will be Strum, Victor Rask, and Ryan Hartman. As we look at the defensive pairings for tonight, we have Ryan Suter, Jared Spurgeon on the first line, Jonas Brodin and Matthew Dumba on the second line, and Karsi Sousa and Ian Cole. In net tonight, you can expect to see you can expect to see Kakkonen tonight. For those of you that don't know, I believe it wasn't last game, it was the game before. Cam Talbot actually got injured. Watching the video, I'm not even 100% sure exactly how he got injured, but he did end up getting injured, and so the Wild put Kakkonen in, which Kakkonen last year was the AHL goalie of the year, and watching him play down here in Iowa, he was just phenomenal. I mean, the guy is really, really great. So he will be starting tonight. And the Wild also called up Andrew Hammond, who was expected to start in Iowa this year. He played for Iowa a couple years ago, actually helped lead them to the Calder Cup playoffs, and then ended up playing for the Buffalo Sabres and the Rochester Americans in their league. And they actually re-signed him this summer. Andrew Hammond came back. They call him the Hamburger. He's actually really, really good. So you can expect to see him in the backup role, and he might even get some starts. It just kind of depends on how long Cam Talbot will be out. Furthermore, going along with the Minnesota Wild, the Iowa Wild actually opened their camp today, and they actually released their training camp roster, which I'm going to tell you who's on it here. So, for the Iowa Wild training camp roster, in goaltending, they will have Derek Barabo and Hunter Jones, who should see quite a bit of ice time this year. In defense, they're looking at Callan Addison, Josh Atkinson, Fyodor Gordev, who I'm really excited to see. I don't remember for sure. I believe him or another Russian prospect that the Wild drafted this year actually played for the Waterloo Blackhawks, and they've had some incredible success under Coach P.K. O'Hanley. They also have Damian Hunt, Ryan Rourke, Ian Cosin, Keaton Thompson, and Hunter Warner. Now, Hunter Warner, if you don't know much about him, he is a really, really great player, very humbling guy, and the guy's got some sick flow. I got to tell you, he's got some amazing hair, which, as you can see, I don't have much of these days. But that should be a really strong defensive core. And as you look at their forwards, Adam Beckman, Will Bitton will return this year, which Bitton had an amazing year last year. Sean Bourgeau, Jarrett Burton, Mitchell Chaffee, and I apologize if I'm saying any of these names wrong. Joseph Camarosa, Connor Dewar, Brandon Duheim, Gabriel Dumont, Damian Giroux, Ivan Ledina will be back this year. Josh Macer, Mitch McLean, Cody McLeod, Mason Shaw will be coming back this year, and Dmitry Sokoloff, who actually spent some time last year playing for Iowa and playing for their ECHL affiliate, the Allen Americans. The Iowa Wild also announced today that they have signed and brought up, and of course now I'm not going to be able to find his name. There it is. All right, the Iowa Wild also brought up today Tyler, I believe it's Sheehy. He was playing for the Allen Americans, who they've already have started their season and are seeing some great success. The Allen Americans actually play in Allen, Texas. So they have brought him up, or given him a professional tryout and seeing if he can make the team. So, with the Wild playing home tonight against LA, my prediction for tonight is I believe that we are going to see Kaapo Kähkönen record his first shutout of the season. I believe that we are going to see a 3-0 win tonight, and I believe our first goal is going to come from Kaprizov. Kaprizov has just been on fire lately. The guy's been flying up and down the ice with him and Parise. If you look back at their last game, he gave a beautiful dish to Parise, and Parise just gift-wrapped it and put it right in the net. Last thing I want to say is the other day, the Minnesota Wild actually released a picture also of them kind of wearing their reverse retro jerseys. Actually, what it was is they were wearing their breezers, which are their pants for their jerseys. And it left a lot of people speculating that the Wild were actually going to start wearing their jerseys the other night against San Jose. Now, unfortunately, they did not wear those. And a lot of people kind of went to Twitter and social media asking, when are we going to see these jerseys? Now, there's kind of been some mixed reactions to it. Some people really like them. Like myself, I think they're pretty cool with the colors. I'll try to put a picture up down below. Some people don't really like them because they feel that it goes too much back to the North Stars, which the North Stars ended up leaving, became the Dallas Stars. So some people say that the Wild shouldn't have done that. They should have went with more of their traditional green that they wore back in 2003. Either way, the Wild did not debut them the other night. However, they did release, after some people were asking on Facebook and social media and Twitter, when are we going to see these jerseys? So the Wild actually did release, of course, and then I don't have it with me. The Wild actually did release a schedule for when we're going to see those, and I'll try to get that up here. I'll try to put it down below. But I believe we're going to be seeing them within the next week or two. Let me look here real quick. I'll have to look for that. I'll put it in my next video. So, once again, I'm thinking that the Wild are going to win 3-0 tonight. The game is on Fox Sports North. I know that a lot of people can't find it on Fox Sports North. If you can't find it, there are some other services that you might be able to live stream it. You just have to Google them. If you can't find them, let me know, and I will see if I can find some. Otherwise, that's all I have for today. I will try to upload a video tomorrow on how exactly the Wild played. If I don't get around to it, I'll try to do it on Thursday, and we'll talk about how the Wild played tonight and what to expect on Thursday. So once again, this is Tom. Thank you for watching to the very end. Leave your comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. And in my next video, I will read the top comment from this week, and so you'll get a shout out also. So leave your comments down below, your predictions for how you think the game is going to go, who you think's going to get the first goal, and any other news that maybe you've heard of that I just haven't mentioned. So once again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.